Boom de clap, boom boom clap. Boom de clap, boom boom clap. Boom de clap, boom boom clap. Boom de clap. Try with me. Here we go. Boom boom clap. Boom de clap. That's right. Boom de clap, boom boom clap. Boom de clap. 1, 2, 3. Everybody.
Didn't see you there. Today I'll be reading The Hippopotamus by T.S. Eliot. The broad-backed hippopotamus rests on his belly in the mud. Although he seems so firm to us, he is merely flesh and blood. Flesh and blood is weak and frail, susceptible to nervous shock, while the true church can never fail, for it is based upon a rock. The hippo's feeble steps may err, encompassing material ends, while the true church need never stir to gather its dividends. The hippopotamus can never reach the mango on the mango tree, but fruits and pomegranate and peach refresh the church from over the sea. At mating time, the hippo's voice betrays the infectious, hoarse, and odd. But every week we hear rejoice, the church, at being one with God. The hippopotamus' day is passed in sleep, at night he hunts. God works in mysterious ways. The church can sleep and feed at once. I saw the hippopotamus take wing, ascending from the deep savannas, and whirring angels round him sing the praise of God and loud hosannas. Blood of the Lamb shall wash him clean, and shall heavenly arms unfold. Among the saints he shall be seen, performing on a harp of gold. He shall be washed as white as snow, by the martyred virgins kissed, while the true church remains below, wrapped in the old miserable mist.